but he should be the third option. And no matter what, and if the Lakers, remember, new ownership, this is not the people who recruited you and Magic and Jeanie Buss. No, this is not those people anymore.
No.
Okay, they brought in Luka. He's 25 or 6. You're 45. Like let's just keep it real. LeBron has outstayed his welcome.
I agree.
Period.
I agree.
I know people think that's harsh.
No, I agree. Though.
Tom Brady outstayed his welcome. But if you're serious about winning, serious about moving the Lakers forward, LeBron represents the past, not the present.
Rob Parker goes off on LeBron James being a third option for the Lakers. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
But the big story to come out of that game was everybody was saying, well, the Lakers got good chemistry right now. They're kind of rolling along. They look really good. What's going to happen when LeBron James comes back into the lineup? Is he going to dominate the ball like he always has? And to his credit, for night one at least, took a back seat, played the third fiddle willingly, and the Lakers cruise.
That was easy to do, okay?
Yeah, the only way the Lakers are going to be able to maximize this season, LeBron's going to have to be that third option willingly. He can't go out there the next few games once he kind of gets used to the NBA floor again, trying to be that second option to Luka Doncic, and at some nights trying to be the first option. If the game doesn't call for it, play a role, be that third option, and the Lakers may have an opportunity to win a championship this season. Of course, they're going to have to get past the OKC Thunder. The Nuggets are looking great. Can't sleep on the Rockets. So right now, those are the three teams that are in front of the Lakers to where they're going to give them the most problems. Then you got sleeper teams like the Phoenix Suns. They're looking good. So there's at least, 4 or 5 teams for sure the Lakers have to keep an eye out on. And if LeBron James becomes that third option, plays that role, I like the Lakers in the playoffs. They can make some moves.
Let me go first on this, Rob,
Okay.
because he has no choice at this point. He may be second, but he's not first anymore. This is Luka's team. His time out even put a bigger stamp on this being Luka's team, Rob. He has no choice but to be 2. Now, will he take the back seat to Austin Reeves as the season goes along? Now, that's going to be the real question, right? Austin Reeves doesn't have the credentials that LeBron has, so he can't really push back on him if he wants to be that guy. But
Yeah, they keep talking about credentials and all that. I get it. LeBron James, he's one of the ones. He's one of the best players in NBA history, whatever you want to call him. But right now, a 41-year-old needs to play his role. Yeah, technically, if LeBron really puts his mind and body to it, yeah, maybe he can be a second option or a first option on a terrible team. But within this Lakers infrastructure, fall back to Austin Reeves. Again, certain nights will call for LeBron to be that second option. And who knows, Luka and Austin may have a bad night. He may have to try to lead the way, but for the most part, play that third option, put the ego aside, and the Lakers can do some great things. I don't care about accolades when it comes to Austin Reeves and he did more than whoever. You got to understand, the Lakers have a golden opportunity with this personnel, with the players on this roster to do some great things, but it's going to come down to LeBron James putting his ego aside.
for LeBron right now, this is actually the best situation for him if his ego doesn't get in the way, Rob. He gets to go in, have
See what I'm saying?
15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and not be tired as the season progresses and actually have a little energy in the playoffs if that happens. So for me, he should take a back seat. And if his ego doesn't get in the way, I think this thing could work out.
Yeah, he said a good thing right there. Being tired, putting the ego aside. Understand that you're 41 years old, about to be. So why put all that pressure on yourself to try to live up to be a second option or a first option in your 23rd season? You're already going to complain about injuries. I know he's trying to make all-star games and all-NBA teams, so he can't really miss no more than 3 more games left for the season if he wants to qualify for these awards. So he's going to go all out, try to prove a point. Jordan couldn't do this at age 41, so look what I can do. I think his ego is going to get in the side, and that's what concerns me with the Lakers this season.
You make sense, okay, but whether or not LeBron will subscribe to that,
Right. You don't think he will?
but he should be the third option, and no matter what, and if the Lakers, remember, new ownership,
Yes.
this is not the people who recruited you and Magic and Jeanie Buss. No, this is not those people anymore.
No.
Okay, they brought in Luka. He's 25 or 6. You know, you're 45. You know, like let's just keep it real. And they should be building for the future as you go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that new ownership, that's the key. Eventually, Jeanie, she'll be pushed out the door. They just have her, as the face of the organization just because of her father and the selling of the team. So it's going to take some time for her to disappear, and she won't have any influence on the team. So you factor in the new ownership, you factor in Luka playing great like always, and then the emergence of Austin Reeves. Again, the new ownership group, they may reach out to LeBron like, we shouldn't have to wait until next season to see what this team can do. Fall in line, fall back. If you want to end your career right with the Lakers this season, again, man, it's best that you just allow Austin Reeves to be the number 2 option. Of course, Luka to be number 1 and play that third star role. Again, maximize what you can do this season. There's no need to experiment with this season. That's what last season was for. JJ Redick showing that he's a little bit competent, has a great coaching staff. They need to go all out and see what they can do for this season, but it starts with LeBron James and his ego.
And Austin Reeves has more of a chance of being around with Luka for the next 5 or 6 years than LeBron.
Yeah.
So it should be obvious.
Yes.
You don't owe anybody a victory lap, sentimental reasons, all that. And once you get into that, you might as well move on totally.
Yeah.
It should never be about that. LeBron has outstayed his welcome.
I agree.
Period.
I agree.
I know people think that's harsh.
No, I agree. Though.
He's Tom Brady outstayed his welcome.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, LeBron know he outstayed his welcome. The fake retirements, the I'm hurt, I'm injured, allegedly. So it's just little things he's doing with the Lakers. They're trying to play the political route with LeBron. They don't want to out him. They're trying to play nice, but they want this to be LeBron James' last season. Again, Rob Pelinka, he's doing what he has to do. He wants to keep a clean face within the media. You're going to be dealing with a Luka Doncic that looks up to LeBron, so you don't want to ruffle any feathers. He just left for a terrible situation with Dallas, so they're trying to make sure he's cool and comfortable for the next 5 and 10 years. So the way that LeBron James exits and the way that the Lakers handle it, Luka's going to be paying attention to that and future stars that are going to be a part of this Lakers team in years to come. So they don't want this LeBron James thing to end terribly, but at the same time, LeBron, bow out, be that third option, end your Lakers career out on a good note, being that third star on the team. I think it's going to help him out, especially if he wants another contract with a different team this offseason.
Like when you play that long, it becomes an issue. It just does. Because people feel like, well, you can't say nothing to him. What are you going to do? Well, if he wants to play, you got to play him. How are you going to tell him to take a back seat, a third seat at that? Not even just a back seat,
right.
a third seat.
Right.
But if you're serious about winning, serious about moving the Lakers forward, LeBron represents the past, not the present.
Yeah, and again, LeBron, he talks about wanting to win championships. His puppet Rich Paul has put out many statements. And then in other interviews, LeBron James talks about ring culture. So he's all over the place. So if you want to win, this is a golden opportunity. This season, play the third option role. Be that third star. Understand that Austin Reeves is emerging. You don't want you coming back to hinder his process of elevating this season. Things shouldn't have to wait until next season in order for the Lakers to be on a championship run. It needs to happen this season, depending on what happens with other teams in the Western Conference. You don't know if injuries are going to come about. You don't know if players are going to be disgruntled and want trades. So the Lakers, they have to keep up this path. They're on a great path right now to possibly doing some great things in the playoffs. And who knows, win a championship. I just think LeBron James is going to get in the way. His ego is out of control. He wants to be the center of attention.
Not the future. Who operates like that? You can't live in the past. A lot of people, dude, it was great. You see this happen with teams. They don't want to let people go. I'll give you a perfect example. The Celtics, the Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish. They didn't trade any of those guys. Mm-hmm. They weren't, oh, no, we can't. If they would have moved off of some of those guys at, you know what I mean, at the time when they were stars, after they had already won their few championships, and then replenish and keep one of those three, they could have done something.
Do you think that's different because they've already had success in the legacy? Because that, in that same vein, I agree with you, but in the same vein, like if Dallas was to move on from Dirk in the years when he wasn't good, you think it would have been received the same?
I just think Dallas and them, they only won one.
That's what I'm saying. And he won that
The
one.
Celtics, I think, won 3.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
That's what I'm asking.
And
yeah.
and they held on to all those guys, and they got old. And,
Yes.
And that team, if you
Yeah, it's hard for teams to move on, especially from their main players. But then when you have a different situation in LA, where you have a future legend, a future GOAT in Luka Doncic, you have a rising star in Austin Reeves, and then you have an aging star in LeBron, I think this should be an easy transition. It's just weird that it's happening while LeBron is still on the team. That's why they were hoping that he would lead the team this offseason, but he still had that $53 million. He had to opt in. He had to take that money. I don't blame him for getting his money, but I'm going to call him out if he wants to win championships, and he's going to hinder the Lakers with that cap space and his ego. So again, LeBron James, he's a hypocrite. He just wants all the attention. And again, the Lakers, they have to move forward right now. Don't wait until June and July when the NBA season is over. You have to move on from LeBron while he's on the team. You got to show him, like, you know what? You're not going to be here next season, so this is the process. You can either fall in line and be that third option, or we're going to show you that this is how things are going to be once you leave the Lakers at the end of the season. It's time for LeBron James to go. Luka is the new person in charge.
But if I'm the Lakers, dude, this is working. We're winning. But there's no way LeBron is going to agree to it, but I think that he should have no choice. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Who's the coach?
J.J. Redick.
LeBron's boy. LeBron, right? You can say whatever you want.
Right.
LeBron's podcast partner.
That's right. Yeah. So what's the ideal?
Yeah, that's the tough part. Your podcast partner's in charge. You still have, a little bit of Jeanie Buss within the franchise. The new ownership group really haven't put their foot down yet. They're still building out their infrastructure around Luka. So, again, they don't want to ruffle any feathers. And, LeBron, he's done his thing in the NBA, 23 seasons. He'll be recognized as one of the best players in NBA history. So you want to try to respect him to that standpoint. But I think he's been disrespecting the Lakers with the power that he's been given, not only with that franchise, but throughout his NBA career. Think about what he did with the Lakers the last 7 or 8 seasons. Mortgaged the young future for an injured AD. Yeah, they won the bubble championship, so he can be like, you know what, that experiment worked. And then the remaining players you had from that draft with the Lakers, they traded away for Russell Westbrook. That didn't work. And then they drafted Bronny James, and then he hired his podcast partner, J.J. Redick. So it's just been a lot of moves that LeBron James has been making, that they've been allowing him to make, that kind of messed the franchise up. So now they got to move on while LeBron is on the team. He may not like it, but so be it. You're talking about want to win championships and surpass Michael Jordan legacy. It won't happen, but at least try to win one more in L.A.
Situation, Rob. Obviously, I think we're on the same page. He needs to be like the third option. I agree
Rob
with that.
G, you're the biggest Laker fan going. That is what should happen. I just don't believe it will happen because LeBron's ego is too big.
It's the ego, yeah.
It's the ego that always gets in the way.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think we all predicted that he was going to be the good soldier last night.
Like, right. You're not going to come in and be like, I'm trying to get 40 points and disrupt everything.
Yeah.
Right.
The problem comes if, come Christmas time or whatever, and they had a tougher part of their schedule, take a couple of losses back-to-back, which is going to happen to every team unless you're OKC.
Yeah.
And then what?
See?
Because LeBron,
I should be back in there.
Yeah.
Because
LeBron James, whether he's 41, 31, or 21, has never taken a backseat to anybody.
Right.
No matter what was happening.
Yeah.
And you could have this, illusion that he was trying to pass the keys over to Anthony Davis, and then that wasn't working.
It never happened.
Never happened. Even though Anthony Davis was the best player and he had all the numbers, it was it's LeBron's team.
100%.
Yeah, and it's time to pass the keys. They've been talking about that in the media. LeBron's willing to play a Robin role to AD's Batman, but that didn't go well. LeBron knew it wouldn't go well because of AD's injury history. He's going to be injured every other game, so he had no choice but to be the Batman, which LeBron James wanted to. Now he has an opportunity to be whatever a third option would be as far as an analogy. You don't even have to be Robin. You can be whoever, the other character in the Batman series. Allow Luka to be Batman, Austin Reeves Robin, and whoever LeBron James wants to be as that third option. It has to happen. If the Lakers want to win a championship this season, shock the NBA world, LeBron has to play the backseat, be that third option, maximize that role, and maybe he'll win a championship this season. But I just think his ego's going to get in the way. LeBron James is selfish.